Tell us about the launch of the HTML5, a little bit, why you guys are doing it and, what you're hoping. It's an experiment, but you have advertisers, so it's a real business, it's a real launch. And tell us, give us an update.
Sure. So it is a real launch, and it has a bit of an interesting history. I think if we take a quick step back and we look at our mobile products historically, we've built several successful products on iOS and on Android. We actually just relaunched our smartphone app last week. We've been receiving really, really good reviews from users and from advertisers alike, and we're definitely continuing to invest on the native side. But we did announce earlier this summer a larger strategy around NYT Everywhere, where we're looking at promising platforms and technologies across the mobile space where we think there is huge potential for us in terms of creating best-in-class journalistic experiences, great designs, building excellent audiences, and also obviously revenue channels. And that's when we really started looking at HTML5 as a part of this larger NYT Everywhere strategy. So this app does a few things differently. First, we sort of treat it as our experimental sandbox. It is not a replacement for the iOS apps or our Android apps. So if you look at our native iPad app right now, it's keyed off of the web sections. So you have all of our latest coverage, all of our multimedia, videos, slideshows, interactive news, etc. What this web app does is it essentially provides users with a similar view, but we also have 3 new windows into our journalism. We have today's paper, which organizes our content based on how our print taxonomy works. Some users have written in and said, I appreciate all that you do, but there's so much coverage, and I have a history and a routine with you. I like to read based on the sections of the newspaper. Is that an option? So it's about creating a boundary or a framing device to help users continue any sort of print routine that they've had with us over on the tablet. Then we have 2 other views that we're testing. One is Times Wire, and it's a reverse cron view of all of the content that we're publishing on the web. It's, again, printed articles, it is video, it's slideshows and other multimedia. And this has kind of a really lovely feeling of serendipity because it can unearth, a hidden blog post that a user might not read or find on their own. And it can also give you, great kind of play-by-play as a breaking news story is unfolding and you have a blog post from this desk and maybe an article from this desk. So it really is more about discoverability and serendipity. And then the 4th view that we're testing is something called trending, and we're using an API that our R&D group built called Cascade, and it looks at the top trending articles, New York Times articles on Twitter in the past hour. So it's a very interesting mix based on what is socially popular in the Twitter sphere at that given point in time. It's a very targeted campaign to subscribers. We isolated our tablet subscribers as a great audience base to test this product. 1, because they're very engaged and the brand loyalty is there, and 2, in the past, they've been very vocal with their opinions. We know that they will give us good feedback for us to be able to iterate and improve on the product. So in terms of outreach, we've done an email campaign to these subscribers that went out this morning, letting them know about the new product. And the good news is we've already received several hundred feedback emails from these users, telling us what they like, what they dislike, asking us essentially a lot of the same questions that you're asking right now. What does this mean for iOS? Is this a replacement product for the website? And overall response has been very, very good. If anything, we're now giving our subscribers more choice and more ways to give us feedback so that we can improve our products across the board.
Tell us about some usability issues.
Yeah, sure. So HTML5, as much as it has advanced web standards, it doesn't have all of the same capabilities as our native apps. So we do have offline reading, but we do not have, for instance, full photography just because the weight of the photos is too much for the browser cache to handle. Same thing for video, but even video is tough to watch in a native app offline. There are certain things such as breaking news alerts, which are trickier to build in a web app versus a native app. But overall, we've actually been very pleasantly surprised by what we can accomplish really within, HTML.
So you guys did it yourself then?
We did. We have a very talented group of JavaScript developers who are all in-house, and it's been a very rapid and agile process. We actually started on initial prototypes last year, and we circulated them to all employees on the news side and our colleagues on the business side, and we got a lot of really good feedback. And we really went back to the drawing board this spring and came up with a more kind of clear and interesting product vision, which we then built out, and we're excited to launch today.
Where are things going in terms of mobile, in terms of the opportunities for publishers as you see them, developing now?
So, going back to the NYT Everywhere strategy, we're looking at kind of three big areas of opportunity for us. One, we have our native apps. They are incredibly strong, and we continue to invest in them and grow them, and iterate and test and learn from them. Then we have the mobile web and our web apps, which is another area. The mobile web has been around since 2006. It's definitely not new, but we'll be continually investing and evolving that product. The web app is something that we're testing for the first time today. And then we also have kind of, you can think about the off-site partnerships. We just launched with Flipboard in June, and so you can kind of think of, the old linking economy of the web. We're trying to rethink what that might mean for the app world and how we can distribute our content to new audiences, give existing subscribers other benefits, really, market ourselves as much as possible to audiences who otherwise wouldn't see us, so we can develop new brand relationships in the mobile space.